It's Ash from Super Videos back for another episode predictions video for The Walking Dead Season 9. This is going to be my episode predictions for Season 9 Episode 6 called Who Are You Now? So before we actually jump into this episode predictions, I do want to show this poster that they released for basically the rest of this half of Season 9, which is basically for episodes 6, 7, and 8. We have Michonne, Carol, and Daryl. It's a pretty badass poster. It looks very cool. Of course, Michonne has the new look with the new hair. Carol has an entirely new look, I would say, with the long hair. And Daryl looks pretty much the same. But going back to Carol, she is carrying the crossbow. It's a pretty epic poster. I really like it, but it's missing someone. Yeah, it's missing Rick. There's really no other way to say it. As cool as it is, it's missing Rick. And in a way, the poster actually has an empty place for Rick in there as well, which I thought was actually pretty interesting. Last thing I do want to mention about this poster is that they usually release posters before the season or before the mid-season for the second half. They usually just have two main posters. But it seems like for this season, we have an entirely new poster and a new look for the characters midway through the first half of the season, which is something rare. We might even get new portrait shots for the remaining characters. That's something that might be coming up as well. So keep your eyes open because we might see that. But going into the predictions for the next episode, there's really nothing there that we can use to make any predictions. I mean, we do have ideas about what might be coming up, but in terms of a prediction for the next episode, episode 6, I don't think we can go by much. There's really nothing there. But I will read the summary for the next episode. The summary reads, "Who are you now? The survivors encounter unfamiliar faces outside the safety of their communities' walls and must decide whether or not this new group can be trusted." So of course, this is referring to a new group from the comics called Magna's Group. Includes Magna, herself, Yumiko, Kelly, Luke, and Connie. And of course, it is outside the community's walls. Not just one community, but the kind of perimeter that they have for all communities. Because at this point, all of the communities can be seen as one big community. So that's very interesting. And of course, there's the question whether they can be trusted or not. I'm not going to spoil it for non-comic readers, but Magna's Group is definitely an interesting group. So that's going to be part of this episode and maybe the emphasis of this episode as it's hinted by the summary. Now, of course, Magna's Group was introduced in the last episode during the last few minutes where we had Judith basically saving them. So I think we're going to pick up from there. And I think Judith with other people are going to bring back Magna's Group to Alexandria, which is, again, what this summary is referring to. But other than this, I think the other parts of this episode are going to really focus on the time skip, explaining to us what has happened during this time, you know, what the characters are doing now, what has changed about them, and that's both psychological and physical, like their physical look. So that's going to be a part of the episode, as well as, you know, the leadership at the new communities. They're going to talk about, you know, who's leading Alexandria, Hilltop, and Kingdom. And to kind of connect to this, they will explain what happened to Maggie. Because, of course, if you don't know, it's been confirmed Maggie's last episode was the previous episode. So she's not going to show up in this episode. So I'm sure that they're going to have to explain what happened to her and, you know, what her situation is. And, of course, they are going to give us more Judith and show us what Judith is all about now that she's grown up. The other part that I think we're going to see is Negan. I think we are going to see a different side of Negan now. And, you know, we might be seeing Negan have more scenes with more people. And it's going to be a different type of interaction and not the same ones we've seen before. And in a way, this might be one of the most drastic changes we could see from Negan. Of course, last episode, we saw a big drastic change, but in terms of a drastic change to maybe redeem the character, this might be the episode. And why I say that is because of the title. The title is Who Are You Now? And this, in my opinion, connects to Negan because we've heard over and over again in season 7 and 8, Negan asking others, who are you now? Are you still Negan? So I think what we might potentially see in this episode, which will be epic, is someone ask Negan, who are you now? And maybe Negan will have a different answer. Maybe he is not Negan. He's not the same old Negan. That's what I'm trying to get at. So that goes back to what I was saying about them redeeming Negan. But that's basically everything that I think we're going to see in this episode. Nothing much to go with. Just basically introducing us to new people, showing us what's changed about the communities, how much they've grown, what has changed in terms of the structure of the leadership, and also, they might even tease a new threat or villains that are going to be showing up called the Whisperers. I don't think they'll be revealed in this episode. They are not going to show up in this episode. They might be teased. And I don't want to dive more in detail because it might spoil it for non-comic readers. But that's basically it. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads. Like and follow the Facebook page of this channel to join our community. And check out the upload schedule to learn more about daily uploads.